great point. We don't talk about this stuff. Nobody tells you about this in a way that isn't, dirty, smutty, shameful. Thank you so much for joining us again on Second Act TV. So happy to welcome back sexual health expert and the founder of EnticeMe, Tiffany Yelverton. Tiffany, thanks for being here again.
Thanks for having me, Silka. I'm very excited about this conversation.
Well, yes, me too. And I'm trying to figure out exactly how to have it. So, we can keep everybody happy, if you know what I mean. This is something nobody wants to talk about. They're embarrassed, they're ashamed. And that is self-pleasuring. We can't even say the right word. And it's such a disservice to us, to everybody, that is the prevailing thought because of all the health benefits, of sexual activity and self-pleasuring. I know you're big, advocate of this. So I'm just going to throw it over to you, Tiffany. Why is this still such a big deal? And what do we do about it?
It is such a big deal because religions have made us feel bad about our bodies and ashamed of pleasure. And it's not even necessarily in the books, or it's the doctrine that is preached from the pulpit, and it's shaming the body. Our bodies are here for pleasure. We have an organ on our body as women that is only for pleasure. We need to know ourselves before we can even communicate that to our wants and needs and desires to a partner. If you don't know yourself, it's really hard to tell someone else what you want. But it's been shamed for tens of thousands of years. It's so much more shameful for women than for men. It's a way of taking power away from people. Because really, when you have your own pleasure with your own body, it is the ultimate self-care. It's time for you. You learn about your body, but also all those juicy chemicals that are released at orgasm, especially oxytocin, it goes through your bloodstream. And instead of creating an emotional bond to someone else, it creates love for you. And it's been proven that people who self-pleasure more have better body confidence, make more money, and are happier and healthier than those who don't.
I don't think I knew that. I knew happier and healthier. I didn't realize we make more money. Well, that'll get you motivated. Well, and like you said, you mentioned already the health benefits. It's amazing, and most people don't know that. I know I've just learned all this in the last few years, but like research show, it reduces stress, enhances mood, strengthens the immune system. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And for men especially, and prostate health, right?
Yes, a lot of men can self-pleasure, stimulate their prostate on their own if they have a partner that's not interested in participating in that kind of stimulation. It increases blood flow. Stress causes most of the diseases in our society. And so relieving that stress with an orgasm is amazing, I believe. And many medical doctors are coming on board that it's something that we can do to really help with chronic illness. I work with a doctor in Aruba who prescribes orgasms to her menopausal patients because it relieves headaches, it helps with sleep patterns.
That would be a great prescription to get. Certainly takes the shame away of it. Well, my doctor told me.
Yes, absolutely. Chronic pain. All those endorphins block pain receptors, so it really can help with chronic pain as well.
I didn't know. I just read about it. I know we talked about it, but I didn't realize that. That's a huge benefit at our age. Well, there's an article here by Joan Price. She's a huge sexual health advocate and expert. I know you're familiar with her.
Yes.
She just lays out this, how to make the solo, flight work. So talk to me about that. How do you advise someone to get over the shame of it? And then, how to go about doing it?
Start with taking a bath and being sensual, and just start with non-sexual touch. Maybe in a next session, move to your genitals and just explore, really appreciate that these are parts of you. It's a beautiful thing. Your body is beautiful. And when you can love it as well, if not better than someone else, it changes your perception on how you look at yourself.
It's funny, the advice she gives here is, make a date with yourself to where you actually plan a time. And she said, exercise first, that the exercise decreases blood flow and then can make that a more pleasant experience.
It does increase blood flow. It also, you do get some oxytocin from exercise. So you're going to be ramping up those hormones as well and getting you in the mood. I like to light candles and have a bath and all the things that I would want in a encounter that you really don't get with a partner a lot of times. Those create a romantic evening for yourself. Have some wine, have a bubble bath, put on the music that you like, light the candles, wear something sexy. You don't have to be naked. You can wear your favorite lingerie, you can wear your favorite silky nightgown. Do it for yourself and just enjoy. Look at your skin, feel the textures and the tone, every little bit of you, just feel it.
She also says that you really concentrate on your fantasies, and it's okay to fantasize, and that nobody knows what you're thinking about. I mean, you have a very private, this is all private. So just enjoy and utilize that.
Yes, you can read an erotic book. You can listen to erotica on audiobook. Do that while you're self-pleasuring. And know that self-pleasuring could be external, internal, or a combination of both. I was just doing a talk the other night, and we were talking about this subject. And one of the ladies said that she'd never self-pleasured before. She literally thought that self-pleasure had to be internal stimulation. She thought that that's why she'd never self-pleasured. But she's like, oh, I've touched externally. I guess I have. And so that was like a huge revelation for her that she had self-pleasured. But her idea of what self-pleasure was something completely different than what it actually was.
Yeah, well, you bring up again another great point. We don't talk about this stuff. Nobody tells you about this in a way that isn't dirty, smutty, shameful. The fact that it's actually healthy, good, that it's good for your overall health, not just your pelvic floor, but your blood pressure, your heart, etc. We just don't talk about that.
It's one of the best things that you can do for your health. If you want to feel better, look better, I call it Botox without the needles, because it's one of the only ways your body naturally produces collagen as we age is when you have an orgasm. All your collagen production is stimulated and your skin is smoother. You'll have less fine lines, wrinkles, and cellulite, and it brightens your skin tone. Yeah. That's why we look so young, Silka.
Oh, great. They're going to think, oh my God, I really didn't know that either. I mean, you and I have talked about that before. I've learned so much, Tiffany, since I met you. And because you're so easy to talk to, it's just matter of fact. It's matter of fact. And these conversations should be more matter of fact because, well, I mean, it's like all of us do this or think about it. And why can't we talk about it?
Well, I want to continue the conversations. I am actually starting a membership program there's one for men and for women so that we can continue to have these conversations. So we'll make sure to put those links as well.
Absolutely. Well, and we focus a lot on female pleasuring. What do you work with men? I mean, for men, it's so much easier. We all know that, most of them, I won't say all men, and they're more apt to acknowledge it. Whereas women, we do not. What do you hear out there? What should women know about that? What should men know about this? Anything that comes to mind when I ask you that?
Yes. So what first comes to mind is that self-pleasure isn't a substitution for partnered sex or vice versa. I talk to men, and I do work with quite a few men and couples. When men are in a relationship, they tell me that they self-pleasure more. You have more libido, higher, stronger desires. So you need to relieve yourself more, whatever. But women tell me that they do it less when they're in a relationship because they have a partner to rely on. When you rely on yourself for your pleasure first, it shifts things in your relationship. You aren't reliant on someone else. You have all the power for your pleasure yourself, and everything else is an added bonus.
There is a time, I suppose, when it's too much, where you actually can get, addicted, like a sex addiction. Now we have the self-pleasuring addiction, and that's something to be careful about, right?
Not really, because
Really?
sexual addiction is not recognized by the American Medical Association or the American Psychiatric Association as an actual addiction. Anything in your life, if it's taking over your life and you're not going to work or doing things that you normally would do, then you probably need to get some counseling or some help or a coach from that. Most people at our age aren't going to be just sitting around self-pleasuring all day long. It's, men tell me they self-pleasure 2 or 3 times a day. Great. They're probably super healthy.
Men our age?
Men of all ages. Most men that I work with are our age. I'm 50. So because it's so shameful, people don't talk about it. But that is what's going on in a lot of people's lives. And that's okay. It relieves stress. It gives you confidence. It helps you sleep better. Men who have 21 orgasms or more a month, it reduces prostate cancer by 35%.
That's huge. Those are studies.
Those are studies.
We're not making this up. So again, a topic that we need to be able to talk about it. And I know it's even hard to talk about it on this channel because of the restrictions, the advertising restrictions that are associated with it. So if we seem a little hesitant, it's because of that, not because the topic is.
Yeah, we're just trying to find the right word to use in our brain that comes out of our mouth.
Exactly. Well, Tiffany, we're starting to come to the end. Anything to encapsulate this topic? That what can you leave with our audience?
Explore your body, have fun, and know that you're doing it for your health. 3 orgasms a week cut down on heart disease by up to 50%. If that doesn't make you want to have more, then whether it's with yourself or a partner, then let's talk some more, because heart disease is the top killer for women in the United States. And stress is a big part of that. So when we can take care of our own needs and desires and have fun with it, you'll feel so much better.
Well, Tiffany, I hope we saved some lives today. You're welcome. I always have so much fun talking with you. I'll link to all your information to your website, Tiffany. You can get a hold of her directly. She does do coaching.
One thing I'd like to add is, if you have been brought up that you're ashamed, please reach out to me and we'll have a conversation. It's probably one of the top things that I deal with my private clients, is that shame around self-pleasure, especially religious shame.
Tiffany, I look forward to seeing you next time on Second Act TV.